Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 868, Cursed Update, recorded live on August 3rd, 2023. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Duststorm.
I'm your other co-host, Godzilla T.
And we're back after a few weeks of me fiddling around with my streaming PC, moving things over to my old gaming PC, and finally getting things up and running after a few weeks. But it hasn't been all just nothingness. We actually got to do some Cursed Halo, which we've been talking about for a while. Jumping right into a little bit of Podtacular recap. GT and I have been doing that for the past couple of Thursdays while my streaming PC was not set up. So got OBS running on a gaming PC, simple webcam and game capture. And why don't you tell them how things have gone? Because I definitely am the problem child when it comes to Cursed Halo.
Somebody has a D20 fascination or addiction.
I mean, I've been a dungeon master. Can you believe this? I've been a dungeon master for a campaign for 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're only at session 34. Scheduling, if you know the memes, you know the memes. If Bobby was here, he'd be all over it.
For those of you that haven't played Cursed Halo yet, instead of having the normal fragmentation grenade, it's called the D20. That means you have
it's more like a D100.
You have multiple options as to what happens when the grenade goes off. Anywhere from normal to grenade, to nuclear explosion, to random AI spawning, or random vehicles, random AI driving vehicles. Did I mention we also turned on the Grunt Funeral Skull?
No, we haven't talked about that yet. That was a mistake.
No, it's fine. So, in normal Halo, with the Grunt Funeral Skull goes off, you get a big bang, just like you threw a plasma grenade. Well, in Cursed Halo, the plasma grenades are a little different. One, you can't throw them as far. The second thing is when they hit, they do a starburst into multiple frag grenades.
Plasma grenades.
Or plasma grenades. So every time you kill a grunt, multiple plasma grenades explode from their body.
Like 12 of them.
And then they kill another grunt, and more plasma grenades come out. And then it kills another grunt, and more plasma grenades come out. So you can literally stand there for 5 minutes waiting for all these plasma grenades to go off. And then just as soon as you figure they're all done, you walk up there and there's that one that's around the corner because of CE that hasn't gone off yet.
For those that didn't know, playing at home, if grenades are not visible to any player, they do not explode. They stay where they are, so the game knows where they are. But unless you're looking at a grenade, they don't explode.
Yeah.
So you'll go around the corner and be like, oh, surprise, there's a grenade there.
And, there's a few different size hogs in there, warthogs.
We've seen about 6 or 7 different ones so far, I think.
We spent 30 minutes trying to get into the gigantic hog because we couldn't figure out how to jump up and get in the stupid thing.
Yep. That happened.
Because the driver's seat is so far above you, the prompt to drive the warthog does not show up.
Yep. You have to find a way somehow to get into the seat and then jump up towards the steering wheel to get the prompt to drive it.
Yeah.
Hi, Laird.
Hey, Laird. And then when you drive the mini hogs, it's like you're on speed. Do, 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 do.
You know, it'd be funny if for Speed, Halo, and Infinite, they reduced the hog size. If they could reduce the hog size in such a way where your Spartan size stays the same, but the hog shrinks a little bit, that'd be funny.
Aren't the vehicles scalable?
They are, but I think your Spartan scales with them. I haven't looked too much into the Halo Infinite Force to know.
So when you get into a hog, you shrink. No, you don't. Because remember, they have that game type where you're flying you're driving the mini tank and all you can see is the turret. Remember that game type? No, I take it. No, the vehicle shrinks after you get in it. That's what it was.
That game type, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, that might be interesting.
But yeah, the little mini hogs, and one of the grenades is a mini hog grenade.
Mm-hmm.
You just throw it in, a mini hog comes out. And half the time you splatter yourself when you're in corridors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so it's been challenging.
Grenade, I throw that one a lot. I just like this. I'll just be yeeting it from far away. And the other part of that too is
your partner takes a short break because he has to pee to come back to find two hunters chasing your partner around the map, who promptly dies and can't respawn because of the hunters. So you have to, with basic starting weapons, because they've already killed you once, you've got to figure out how to kill these hunters.
D20 grenades or the Warthog grenade, because that's an instant splatter.
And you'd think it'd be easy to hit a hunter with a Warthog. It's not.
No, those grenades do not throw. Well, they start out with the arch, so you have to kind of aim down a little bit to make them work. What else? Oh, the potions. The Minecraft potions.
Yeah.
Those do some interesting things. And one of the D20s is a box that just spews potions for about 20 seconds. And there's health damaging ones, there's shield regenerating ones, there's health regenerating ones, there's ones that will flashbang you, there's ones that basically make the whole screen go dark and slowly comes back after 30 seconds. We've seen plenty of the odd weapons, so the sniper that you shoot it and has the loading wheel for about 2 seconds and then fires. The bouncy sniper. The reverse pistol, the giant pistol. The reverse shooting rocket launcher. The plasma pistol that overcharges actually a fuel rod gun. The AR that explodes when you hold the trigger down for too long. The needler that's like little creatures bouncing around. I think there's been 3 or 4 different plasma rifles that we've seen.
Yeah.
There's the pew pew one, which is the red one that you love.
Well, it's a laser beam. Just pew 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 pew
pew pew pew pew.
Anyway,
there's the Minecraft version. There's the regular version. There's the one where you have 3.
Yeah, you have the regular blue plasma rifle, which when you pick it up, you actually
spawn a third arm.
Yeah, you spawn a third arm to hold a third one.
There's the shotgun that has the reticle all the way over to the left. So
yeah, the bent shotgun.
Bent shotgun.
The limp noodle sniper rifle.
Yep. The buck rifle that kicks you back and you have to reload it with pushing in the shell. Or I guess kind of a musket style, really.
Yeah, what do they call it? The blunderbuss?
Something like that, yeah.
You can launch yourself with it. Let's just put it that way.
There's the spinning ghost. Whenever you shoot. Is it whenever you shoot or whenever you boot?
Whenever you
shoot. Yeah, you just spin around like a top. That's fun.
The flappy banshees.
The flappy banshees. All different hogs. I think that's from the weapons perspective, I think that's all we've hit so far.
Yeah, I would highly recommend for those of you that can to download it and play it. It's available in the Steam Workshop. Right now, there's still kind of a bug with it. So just read the comments on it and it'll tell you how to fix it so that you can actually launch the mod. But I highly recommend you do it and play it because it is a lot of fun, especially if you have somebody to play it with.
And GT has had to basically carry on 2 missions because the mod doesn't always do the best at detecting when you're not in combat. And I think that's partly my fault because of all the stuff that's been generated from the D20 grenades that I've thrown. So there's probably something like way off that's like
there's may not be something alive that we can't see.
Because the game thinks it's close by, but really it's thousands of world units away. Yeah. Anything else to add to that experience? Needless to say, we will continue to do it on our off podcast days. We have made it to the assault on the control room. And is it after this mission or the next mission where we have to do the Mario Kart mission?
I'm not exactly sure.
Mushroom Cup.
I think the Mario Kart ones are actually later on in the game, on towards the end.
It's.
I think I'm not for sure. I haven't actually looked up where they are. I know there's like 5 races in a row
after the library.
Yeah,
because
I know there's like 5 races in a row to advance to the next normal mission.
4. No, 6. 6? 6. It's 6 races.
So it ought to be interesting.
Yeah. It's either 4 or 6. I can't remember if it's like a Mushroom Cup or something else. But that's going to be fun to get to. I'm looking forward to that. We still had our Fraggin' Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
I was not there last week, but I was there the week before. I think Squad Battle has been a pretty big success when we've had the party size for it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like this last week. We started out in Fiesta, and then we jumped over to Squad Battle for a little while. We played Sanctuary, one flag, and then we played 2 flag, a regular capture the flag on. Damn, I can't remember the map now.
In the Squad Battle playlist?
Yeah.
Either the Last Resort remake, were you talking last week or the week before?
No, last week.
Last week. I don't remember if the new ones came out.
Sorry, the one flag was Last Resort, not Sanctuary. I don't know where I get that from. Anyway, and I think
there's that one. There's Rat Race and there's Valhalla.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on Valhalla. Yeah, it was on Valheim or Valhalla. Was the regular capture the flag, and then we played a couple of games of Slayer on Rat's Nest, which is
very
fun.
good. Tell you what, I got Waterworks or whatever it's called for the first time today playing Squad Battle, and it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the other team kind of quit out, so it was a quick capture the flag round. But if you remember Waterworks and how many fusion coils there were, that's the same amount of fusion coils are in the Halo Infinite Forge map. There's a lot of them throwing around, and I got 2 Kongs. And I wasn't even trying that hard, and one of them was a blind fire throw, and I got a random Kong.
Nice.
I got 2 triple kills, I think, partly because of the fusion coils. The fusion coils
I look forward to trying that.
Make it fun. By the time I remember to look up and check the stalactites, they were already shot down. Or Banshees ran into them, or something like that.
At least you weren't under them when they came down.
No, I was not. Looking forward to that. I will be there tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to playing again with folks. Getting some more squad
I wonder
battles
if the old sniper spot still works.
There's grapple shots on there, so some of those sniper spots that you had to really try or super fast to get to, you just grapple shot up to now.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they left those available.
Yeah, I saw well, in the game that I was in, I think there was a couple of people that just messing around because a lot of the other team quit. At the end of the mission, at the end of the match, there were only 2 people left on the opposing team, and I saw people up and the whole drill thing. I don't think is animated in this map. So I did see someone really high up there, and I don't think it was. I didn't look very long to see if they stayed up there, so I don't know if it was a soft kill zone or whatnot. But there were people up there.
Well, if I get a chance, I'll have to check it out.
Hopefully it pops in, because I don't know what the weighting is for all the maps and modes on there, but I think it's still pretty evenly weighted with everything else. So it took me a little while. Granted, I wasn't doing like a full play session to really try to get the map. It was kind of onesie twosie type things, but I think the weighting is still pretty evenly distributed across all 5 maps with their various game modes that are supported.
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow night.
Indeed we shall. All right, getting on to some news. And it has been a few weeks. We blew right past the second Tenrai event for this season. So hopefully you got the rewards that you wanted to get for the event. There will be Tenrai number 3. It will be coming September 19th. If you haven't finished your Tenrai event battle pass yet, it will be back. But all the weekly stuff, the ultimate challenge stuff, hopefully you got what you wanted. I'll just say that because it's come and gone, unfortunately. For week 2, at least. What else we got? We've got Halo World Championship tickets are on sale. That's going to be taking place in Seattle, Washington, October 13th through the 15th. If you are local, definitely recommend checking out, especially based on what happened last year. The community stage is supposed to be coming back again this year, from what I've been told. And there will be plenty of additional other things to do than just watch professional Halo. So definitely recommend, if you have a chance, to go check it out if you're local. If you're remote, want to see the best of the best play it out. The fact that we saw an international team break top 4 in the last tournament is hopefully some exciting news. So Worlds might be an interesting place this year. We will have to wait and see. Thank you, Pins, for dropping the link in the Twitch chat. And what we got next? There was another Spartan chatter. This is the little, I guess I'll call it podcast thing that 343's been doing in their Discord server. They've been doing an audio discussion in the Discord server. People can jump in and participate. I actually did manage to catch this one, or at least part of it. And there was about 700, 800 folks listening live, which on Discord is pretty good. I think in comparison to like a YouTube or Twitch type thing. So really good attendance. They discussed rotations to ranked playlists. There's going to be a ranked tactical slayer coming, which I think is interesting. They talk about their ranked playlist rotation philosophy, a little bit of the difference between Arena and HCS and why do they have both, some feedback, and some other things coming up with HCS Salt Lake, which is happening this weekend. So if you're looking for some more unlocks for your customization, definitely check out the Halo Twitch channel and HCS Twitch channels this weekend for some Salt Lake City action hosted by Space Station Gaming. I'm sure Ubernick will make an appearance, especially since it's Space Station. So go on over and check it out. We've also got a new infection intel that dropped 2 weeks ago. And since we hadn't read up on it, this one for Intel 2 is Eshram's Invocation. Go ahead and read it real quick. When we were inducted into the Covenant, the prophets had settled on worlds ripe with rich resources. Was this out of respect for our people, a reward for our strength? No, it was simply another way in which we served as a method of their control. A blunt instrument for delicate hands, a deterrent to those who would claim more than what the prophets would allow. And they knew we could not excavate these resources ourselves, for we were nothing but fodder to be expended on their front lines. But look around you, brothers. Savor this moment. Understand what we are now. We are the banished, and we are free. We take what we desire, and we use it to fuel our strength and sustain our spirit. Never forget what Atriox gave you. Know that we are all here today because of his vision. And thank you for dropping that, Pins. Intel 3 should be coming up here pretty soon as well for this season. Some more interesting stuff to come. Forge Features for July has been released. Community Cartography issue number 14. This time we see a remake of The Silent Cartographer in Forge. Someone creating Death Island in Halo Infinite's Forge. We've got a map called Formidable. And I thought this description was in here, was interesting. Haruspis puts in here, if you don't know how formidable the power of Forge is, this map will give you a glimpse of its possibilities. Just the screenshot looks visually stunning. I don't know if it really goes into the technicalities of scripting and whatnot, but I think it's probably more just the native forging toolset itself, if I'm kind of reading into what Haruspis is saying in there. There's something interesting called Loaf's Scrolling Rockets. This map answers the age-old question, if Halo were an explosive side-scroller, or what if Halo was an explosive side-scroller?
Interesting thought.
Right? And then there is a video from VidGames Pete, who has a little tutorial on Forge scripting. If people are looking into... Oh, I'm sorry, that was Snickerdoodle's adds to these Forge things, not Bruce's. So, I'm sorry, Sam. We also have the Community Spotlight that came out last week when we didn't have our podcast. Everything is centered around the Tenrai Samurai type stuff for the Tenrai event. All of it is really good. A lot of, obviously, Samurai inspired stuff. Pretty exclusively that, from minifigs being painted to art pieces to Forge pictures, some renders as well, even some cosplay, which is pretty impressive. We got some other little artwork bits going on, and I think that's about it. There's some other things from DigSite that were also posted as part of this spotlight, not specifically related to Tenrai, but just some other things that had been pulled out, some concepts, some in-game assets, and of course, Ethereal putting some of the DigSite stuff into a nice little render. So yeah, go check it out on Halo Waypoint. And again, Pens, thank you for dropping that link in here. We've also got a new book coming out on the 8th, which means prepare those bingo cards next week, because I'm not anywhere near finishing the next book that I have that I've started over how many months ago? So get your bingo cards ready, because come August 8th, which is in 5 days, there's going to be a new book out, Halo Outcasts.
And Dust will fall further behind.
Going from 4 behind to 5.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to all the ones I haven't read yet. I can't really say much at the moment.
I've been itching for some new Halo content.
Don't we
when
have
it comes to Butch
3 or 4 books coming out in the next, from now until March of next year, I think?
Something like that.
3 or 4. At least 3, I think. There have been 3 previews that have been released by 343. Some, I think, transcript reads and also some excerpts from a few chapters of the book. If you all don't want to be spoiled, obviously don't go read them. But if you're interested in a little bit of a teaser, there are 3 different previews that 343 is released, both on the Halo Waypoint site in blog form with the book excerpts and snippets, and also the YouTube videos, which I'm guessing are reads of the book.
Mm-hmm. I've listened to the first 2, and it's definitely got my interest. They don't really give much away. So as far as spoilers, if you've been following the extended universe, you're probably pretty safe listening to it. Depends on how much you want to know before you start reading the book.
Okay.
But it does hint at the current situation on Sangelios.
Very well, then. And the last Waypoint article that we have is the latest canon fodder called Dig Site Dissection. A lot of the stuff that the Dig Site team has pulled out obviously has some lore ties in with Halo, so I don't know if these are things that were official from Bungie when they were developing them, or if they're being shoehorned into the lore, but you can make that judgment call for yourself. So there are slugmen, which look like they're kind of preliminary elites, but the official lore description is there were a Legolo variant that was a little bit more, I guess you'd call it a combat form Legolo or something like that, that the prophets used to augment the Shin Shayum. Different kind of shadow has some lore. There's a particle rifle that was an experimentation of trying to adapt Sangheili weaponry with Forerunner stuff. 2 different kinds of alternate scorpions, one being the Sun Devil, which has 4 40mm autocannons instead of 1 big cannon, and then the Tarantula, which has a rocket barrage type thing on the top. And Pins to say there's only 2 books that he's aware of coming out. That might be true. I thought there were more for some reason. There's the Volpard, which is a mix between a vulture and a leopard, aptly named. A strike fighter, which is very similar to the saber that we see in Halo Reach.
Mm-hmm.
And then another cool little thing that they've done is, so Sins of the Prophets, for those who don't know, is a fan-made mod for the game Sins of the Solar Empire, and I forget which game they've moved on to now. They've moved into something else, but it's basically interstellar ship combat. And they made a ship that was a completely new concept, but 343 has actually canonized the ship that they designed into Halo lore. So this is a
cool.
Able class heavy destroyer. You can read up on that in, I think the Sins of the Prophets had a post about this several months ago, actually. I want to say at least 4 months ago. But there's also a little write-up on the Halo Waypoint article as well. And a piece in here about Sanghelios, and a little depiction that actually kind of meets pretty well with some of the descriptions that we've read in some of the books of Sanghelios, especially from Thursday War. And that's all the Halo Waypoint news. We've got a few things from Twitter to pull that's recently come out as well. There is, where was it?
It's not Twitter, it's X.
Well, still goes to twitter.com. So yeah, but yes, X. In celebration of the book coming out, there is a armor set that you can get. It is Sangheili inspired. So if you log in, I think next week, you'll be able to unlock this armor. Where is it? It is the Arbiter's Guard armor coating. So sorry, it's an armor coating, not a armor itself. But it's got the kind of the rustic orange feel of the Arbiter's armor from like Halo 5, and then the gold accents along with it. It looks pretty cool. Team Fiesta has returned to MCC, and there is a nameplate in MCC for International Pirate Month. So
I'll
there's
jump right on that one.
Yeah, there's a Pirate Month nameplate for the month of August in the Master Chief Collection. It is a pirate flag waving in there with stormy skies in the background. On the community side of things, got a couple of things to announce. Thanks to Prestige and Pins for sharing a couple of these things. We'll start off with what Pins shared. And that is that Martin, or Installation 00, has developed the Sweet Williams cigar that is smoked by Sergeant Johnson. And they will be available for purchase on his website in the coming days.
Wonder how he got around that one.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they can't actually be tobacco.
I think they are.
Get him before the government finds out.
I mean, I don't think the UK does. The UK have a ban on tobacco?
No, but the United States wants their tax money off of it. I'm sure if they're sold in the United States.
Well, I mean, yeah, if he's selling to the US, yeah, there's going to be import tax, but he's in the UK. I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't know what tobacco laws are over there.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it looks like a legit thing. People were asking about it, asking how it tastes and everything, and it seems like people are very interested in it.
I may have to get one.
I don't smoke. I'm curious to. I'd be curious on how it smells, because whenever I was at my grandparents' house, my mom's side, my grandfather smoked cigars. And cigars definitely have a little bit more of a subtle, sweeter, like more rich smell to them. So they're not like cigarettes where it's just like choking on cancer. But cigars definitely have a, like, I still wouldn't smoke them, but they at least have an appealing smell.
Aroma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with pipe tobacco. It's no less dangerous, but it's at least it smells better.
Right. It's at least palatable and enjoyable, the smell of it. Not saying that you should smoke it, but yeah.
So there's from time to time I get a whiff of pipe tobacco, and it brings me back to my childhood with my grandpa.
It does a little to me too.
Because my grandpa always smoked a pipe, and the smell just it brings back a lot of good memories. Anyway,
same. And then Prestige shared this apparently on Halo Live's Discord server. There's been a sponsorship with Steel Memorabilia. I'm not sure who they are, but it looks like for those that are, there's a limited time offer to get Steve Downs to sign things. This is going on until September 8th. But if you go over to Stella's shop, and I'll have to throw this link in there since I don't think Pins has this one, since Prestige DM'd this to me directly. But over at steelshop.com, you can get, I guess, certain things signed by Steve Downs. So it's not something where you can like send something in, get it signed, and it's sent back. I think it's just a specific collection of items that you can get Steve Downs to sign, and probably with custom messages and whatnot. Similar, like if you were to go to an event like a Comic-Con or a PAX where they had posters or game cases or some other giveaway item X type thing where they were able to sign, you could ask them to put something on it. I think this is along those lines. And if you use the code Halo Lives On, you get 10% at checkout for your signed item from Steve Downs. And I believe that's all she wrote for today. We got a guest potentially lined up. For those who have been following the domain on his YouTube or his social, he was invited to go to Montreal, which is the headquarters of Mega, that makes all the Halo Mega constructs. And I think they basically brought him on as like a brand ambassador for the Halo line, maybe something a little bit more, I'm not entirely sure. But he has expressed interest to be on the show, and he said after this trip he would be on. So in the next couple weeks we'll probably have him on and hopefully get to ask him some juicy questions of how his trip was, what was it like there. Don't know how much he'll be able to share, but it'll be cool to have him on. We've been talking about having him on since we met for the first time at Worlds last year, so we're finally getting around to doing that. Need to get some other guests on as well before Worlds, hopefully, because by that time little baby Dust will be here, and the fate of the podcast might be a little iffy at that point. So, yeah. Anything else I've missed, GT? Anything
Nothing that I've seen.
Halo? Okay. Pins, anything else out there that we've missed? I think we've covered pretty much all the news type stuff. I doubt there will be anything big for next week. Obviously, there'll be the results of Salt Lake. We'll probably cover that in the next episode. So, might be more, unless there's a big announcement or unless we get a guest lined up, we will probably be playing Cursed Halo again next Thursday. But if you want to come join us for some Halo, we will be playing Fraggin' Friday tomorrow back on Halo Infinite. Still need to see if we can squeeze in an MCC day, because I know some folks have voiced some interest in MCC. Maybe at some point we can get that going. Thinking possibly Wednesdays, but still haven't quite worked that out yet. We will see, though. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for sticking around with us, especially since it's been a couple weeks since we did our last one. We'll see you all tomorrow for Fraggin' Friday. Until then, thank you for listening to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. You can find our podcast on your favorite podcasting service and listen to us live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Check out our website, podtacular.com, and join the community on Discord at podtacular.com/discord. If you want to play Halo with us, come join us for Fraggin' Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Become a supporter of the show by sharing the show with your friends and family, or help keep the lights on by subscribing to us on Twitch, donating via PayPal, or becoming a patron alongside Confal, Pins Halo, and Prestige Ace. Until next time, keep on fragging trucks.